Step this way, please. Step this way, please. This time we're giving an official tour. All right. Gentlemen, I'd like to show you our officers' quarters set. This is a lovely little set. It's roughly 12 by 12. It's designed for those wonderful scenes in the officers' quarters. We also have used it as the captain's quarters, and the various pieces of it are actually from the 2,000 square foot studio from Albany, Georgia. We just didn't get to bring everything, but we brought as much as we could. The bookshelf actually is from the studio where there was all this stuff, and we just took it apart and said, you know, we're not throwing that away. That's going to be part of our sets. And that's what we did. We had a lovely painting and towel donated to us. That is an actual Dickel bottle of brandy that was donated to us, a chess set that was donated to us, a captain's wheel that was donated to us, and those of you with small children might recognize the portable light bright kit. That is now one of our monitors that we use a lot. All right, step on this.
Before we move on, I have a question.
Questions.
Okay. You do various series.
Yes.
6 currently?
7.
7 currently.
Yes.
How many different series has a scene, any scene, in this room?
4.
4. So this room has appeared in 4 different series.
That is correct.
Awesome. Redressed for each one appropriately.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, for example, Tenoshi would not have the bottle of Saurian brandy. Tenoshi, being the wild child that she is, gets a Horgon. And we have the Horgon and the other accoutrements of various characters kept on a shelf over here for storage and for quick setup. Some of our characters like tequila, and there is a bottle of tequila over there. And some of our characters don't like tequila, they want vodka. That would be Captain Gregory. And
I don't think I would have mentioned tequila at the start of the tour. I would have saved that for the end of the tour.
Well,
I was
it will make the tour go more smoothly, I'm sure.
I'm sure.
Free samples for everyone.
Right behind you, or where the cameraman is, are 2 chairs and a table that have actually appeared in 2 of our series so far. We actually take these up to our green screen room, and behind them is a green screen window of the Starfield as the ships go by. And in the most recent production that's now in post-production, Repercussions, written by Eddie Johns, Bronwyn Asherah, Security Chief Asherah, is treating Captain Prevette to the meal, and she notices that Bronwyn's not eating the Italian dish that she prepared. She says, "Oh, I'm sorry, Orions are allergic to tomatoes or find them poisonous," and so she doesn't eat tomatoes. But she was cooking with them, so I'm sure that the food was yummy. Let's go to our next item, if you don't mind. You'll have to excuse. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. Sky, come on in. This is our Klingon bridge. This Klingon chair was donated by Jim and Alex Everett. You know Alex, don't you?
Alex Everett, sure.
Yeah. Jim's his brother, and they donated this lovely chair. It's been painted 4 times so far.
Wow.
On
purpose?
Yes. And it's a lovely chair, and we've got all kinds of cool stuff and doodads. And Captain Kesh of the battle cruiser Kupak sits in this particular chair.
Kupak.
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 Have you changed that?
No.
No.
He is from a different quarter of the Klingon homeworld, so he says Kapuk.
Okay. I see.
But if you'll notice, he's the only one that says Kapuk because he's the only one from that particular.
I don't think I've noticed that.
Well, that's how we've done it.
So the battle cruiser Kapuk.
No, battle cruiser. But believe it or not, that is the word Kapuk in Klingon. And of course, we have a small Klingon shield over here. I'm thinking of making it bigger. I'm thinking, oh, bigger. We actually have. The design is very similar from what Star Trek: The Search for Spock had, where Captain Cruise was elevated above his officers, and he had 2 officers behind him. Eric, if you can get behind that one. And then the captain sits there. And then, if you'll recall in the movie, there's a sunken area where the pilot and the gunner and the navigator and all their officers sit.
And the dog.
Yes, and the dog. We've got that area down there in front of them. We just didn't dig a hole in the basement. We just moved the pedestal from the chairs so they're sitting literally on the floor. When we film in here, it's usually in February and March or January. And the number one complaint is from those three people about how cold it is.
No.
Oh, yeah.
I don't believe that.
Sitting on this concrete floor, it's pretty frosty.
Well, I got to give props to whoever can get down there, because I tell you what, if my butt were to get that low on the floor, you need a crane to get me back up.
Well, and I can't do it. I've done it twice. You basically have to sit in a lotus position and crunch your knees up, and I let them bitch and moan a good bit. And Jack sits here in his comfortable chair and kind of giggles about that.
No doubt.
Yes. Any other questions about this? You'll notice the Klingon view screen is Lee Drew and I constructed that, and it's been actually a very good and very easy project. It actually is hiding the entire waterworks for the house, and yet it looks really cool. But the waterworks guy, actually, the plumber, came out and says, "What is this?" And I'm like, "It's a Klingon view screen. What's wrong with you?" And he was like, "Well, can we move it?" And I'm like, "Of course we can move it. The whole point of these is to move it." You'll notice that we have an air conditioner return and a huge beam across here. And to obscure it, we've got some texture, and that's lovely material. And we put a little bit of gold wrapping on
It's
it.
metal.
Yes,
It's
sir.
not plastic.
Yes, sir.
Looking at it, I thought it was plastic.
And the idea is, though, is that the Klingon battle cruisers are not the elegant hotel that Federation battle cruisers or Federation starships are. This is more of a basement operation, so to speak. Any other questions? All right, let's go on this way a little bit. Come this way, please.
Go on.
Go right up here. Keep coming. Yep. And right there, please. All right. This is our wardrobe and headpiece area. Finally got a chance to put down the Dr. Pepper, the ever-present Dr. Pepper. You'll notice that we have headpieces from every series and a couple that we just made up. Eric, this is one of my favorite pieces. This is the Zeta Reticulum, and he is my favorite. Do you know why he's my favorite, Eric? Take a good guess.
You know, he's one of the people from the original episode, the nearby.
Obviously a gray.
Yes.
I don't immediately recognize him from any canon Star Trek.
That is correct.
So, no.
I can
know.
stick Lee
I
those
know, because you can stick that on anyone and throw them on screen and they're ready to go.
as a new character. I don't even have to change their wardrobe. If I get really desperate, I can grab a dickie and put the dickie on the person and have it come up and cover his neck. I cannot tell you how many people have put on this headpiece. It's about a dozen.
Wow.
So you're always seeing the skinny little guy. It's different people every time. The same actors. I'm not wearing that today. Make him wear it. Okay. The only person I haven't put on it yet is any of the females haven't worn this yet. And I still haven't decided that's going to happen because I don't recall any gray pictures with feminine attributes. So my idea is to keep it.
How would you know that?
I just said. I haven't noticed any. We also have Gorn. We have an episode coming up with a lot of other characters, and to prevent our characters from being recognizable from episode to episode, we'll go with different hair pieces. Then the Klingon pieces, some of which have been donated actually by various people. Romulan headgear for the junior officers. The whole purpose of these, I determined, was to hide the fact that you don't have to do ears on somebody like this. So junior officers and Romulans don't have their ears showing. And then here's one of my favorites, a Klingon skull. And somebody says, "Oh, why does that look like that?" I'm like, well, because it's what we could afford. And it looks pretty good, and it's actually pretty heavy.
For a Klingon, he had some great dental work done.
He does, doesn't he? And you know, we thought about like removing some of the teeth, but it's like
Like a solid
that thick of plaster. So
Wow.
I'm like, no, I don't think we're going to go there. Oop, there.
I've got quite a few more extra skulls and stuff like that. I've actually got several medical skeletons and
We'll take a look at that in a minute, but let's turn around now. On this side, we have Federation wardrobe, and it's very colorful and very bright. And somebody was saying, not all these blues match. Well, guess what? I'm colorblind, but apparently so is my camera, because it's really not picking up differences in the uniforms very much. The yellows are actually more likely to show up on the camera as different than
And
the blues.
unless you've got two people standing literally elbow to elbow, you're not going to notice.
Correct. And I mean, the lighting that we use on the bridge is colored anyway, so it's not going to show up. On this side, we have the wonderful alien costumes, but it's not just aliens. Like, for example, this one from Sarah Higgins is Carter Winston's coat from the animated episode The Survivor by James Schmerer. And Jimmy Doohan voiced him. Well, Keith Harris, who plays Captain Walker of the Tristan, was the individual playing Carter Winston. In fact, we gave him a mustache, and he had hair, and he had a poofy shirt and a cravat. And
Quite dapper.
yes, he looked great. And you can see that in one of the Potemkin episodes. Another episode, well, we need Romulans. Okay, well, here's a Romulan. Or not Romulan, Andorian. He's an Andorian, and he's ready to go. Oh, we need Romulans. That's why I was thinking that. Oh, here we go. Got a nice Romulan jacket from not quite matching TNG's era, because it's not quite TNG's era. We have Klingon outfits. We have Gorn. We have the lovely Hawken people. Where's the other one that I was looking for? Oh, there's a Vulcan. And Lee brought us some more uniforms today. What did we do with them, Lee?
Oh, here you go.
Thank you. And this is a Corsarian uniform. You'll notice the padding. Yeah, we're looking to cast this today or this weekend or sometime very soon. Stepping over here where Eric's already seated.
So a question?
Yes.
Is Wilson going to be making an appearance in an upcoming episode?
Good to hear you. Hang on. What?
I said, is Wilson going to be making an appearance in an upcoming episode?
I hope not.
You hope not.
But we're prepared for his NBA equivalent.
I
But this is, needless to say, our props, our makeup, and our finishing touches. We even have pins from various, like, captain's pins, and we get these from your dealer, Starbase Atlanta.
No, awesome.
She's wonderful to us. All kinds of pins, and they keep us. She actually does a really great job getting us the stuff that we need, because you can't always find these things.
Well, do you know where they get their stuff from?
No.
Oh. Well, let's chat later.
Also, you may notice, Eric, we have a shuttlecraft,
You do have a shuttlecraft.
and we are
A prototype, but
Prototype, yes.
It is a prototype. That's sticking above. We definitely want to replace that. Maybe with 1/4 inch.
Hello.
Hello.
We have a few newish people
Could
show
you?
up.
Yes. Could you stand out there and keep them company?
That's what we're doing. I just want to let you know. I don't know if you.
I'm giving a quick tour right
Okay.
now. All right, so our shuttlecraft is under construction or under design right now. We will be building this. It will mostly look like this. It will have engines. We're still trying to decide, do we want the engines here, or here, or here, or here, or there? We just have some things to think about. But the engines will not be attached to the shuttlecraft. They'll be parked next to it whenever we're
You
shooting.
could kind of sit around and just
Exactly.
then you can move it later. So
Exactly.
Yeah,
Because
'cause-
Bill, if you pick up this with the engines attached, what's going to happen?
It's gonna fall
It's gonna
apart.
fall
yeah.
apart.
Okay, I may be a bit confused.
Mm-hmm.
So you're suggesting that you have options regarding engine placement.
Correct.
And yet when I see that, I very clearly see Kirk having an orgasm turning the TMP Enterprise in
Exactly.
space dock.
And that's the one.
And that very clearly engine placement, we know where that is.
Correct.
So,
So, well, this is 20. Currently, our series is in 2401, which is,
yes,
let's see, that's about 30 years later.
it could still be the same pod.
It could be, but it probably isn't.
Would the design have changed?
Well, it depends on your.
Well, has the design on my Ford changed? Does my Ford look like a Ford from the 30 years ago?
I'm a purist.
I
You
know.
know that.
I know.
I want to see.
And I
Okay.
can actually understand and appreciate that. But I also have a budget.
I get it.
Yeah.
I get that.
And using modern techniques and modern tools and modern design, we can save money.
I understand doing things on a budget.
Yes, I
Gotcha.
All right.
You could probably just make one engine, for the view.
No, we want two engines
Yeah.
so that we can take it to a place like Eric's convention. We would trailer this, take it to your convention, move it into the lobby because maybe, and drop one on one side and one on the other, and then suddenly everyone can say, "Oh, look, it's a shuttlecraft."
Awesome if doable.
That's what we're hoping.
Don't know that the front door of the building's big enough, but
Those little things in the middle pop out. Most of them have places for car dealers to come through. Okay, this will be narrower than a car.
I like the idea.
Yeah.
A one-man shuttlecraft or two-man?
Two men.
Well, three.
2, 3 with a jump seat.
It's going to have two guys in the front
And
and a jump seat in the back.
Okay.
So we're going to get three in there.
I'm looking at it from here, and I'm seeing Kirk standing right here, and I'm seeing Scotty sitting right there, and I'm seeing Enterprise in the background. That's just me.
As long
Well,
as
there you
That's just me.
but you are getting the point of it. Let's
Okay.
go down our corridor
After you.
right into here. Well, let me turn that light on. Go on in there. Oh, lovely.
Sickbay.
Sickbay. This was actually our first set that we completed.
Oh,
And we shot like 3 Sickbay episodes in them back to back to back. And that's the moving day, which one of the was it a BJO award at the time, but won one of your convention awards.
Did win an award. It was
Yes.
still the first thing.
And it was filmed in this exact same room.
Awesome.
You'll notice actually the same wall. We are contracting with a gentleman to put stickers. We want a Sickbay logo right behind you, in fact, to add some texture to the wall. Behind over there, where Dell is at, we're going to be putting stickers that'll have colored boxes that'll be like the Wrath of Khan, and when Scotty's nephew Peter Preston is dying on the bed, you can see these lovely color boxes behind it. We're going to be putting those on the wall, just to add some texture. I haven't figured out what I was wanting here, but I do know what I want. I just have to find it. One of the huge lizards from Dr. McCoy's original series set. It's a wonderful lizard, and I want one to put on that wall.
You said lizard.
Yes, it's
You did say
it's an
lizard.
Yes, it's an Alcani lizard, and it's on his wall in the sick bay, and you can see it in a lot of episodes. All right, let's come this way.